Welcome to the Retro Video Store Podcast.
Welcome everyone to the Retro Video Store Podcast. I'm your host, Eric.
Hi, Eric.
And that's my co-host, Neil.
I'm Neil. And who's not with us thanks to our lives and potential parasitic diarrhea?
That would be David. David was here earlier in the week, and then his crew got called up to work a fire here in Colorado, so he was going to watch the movie and then record with us. But I have been sick this week for the past 3 days. I need to be within 15 feet of a toilet. Otherwise,
sounds like a court order.
I had my toilet's going to take a restraining order out on me. But yeah, I had been kind of sick. I don't know if it's that cyclosporia or something like that, but either way, it was bad. It was like a cleanse. I got on the scale today. It was 202, which is pretty good. Almost touched my goal weight, so the cleanse is happening. I'll probably gain that back because I did have a burger from Culver's today. But so far, so good. Holding it down. Yeah.
Nice.
No lettuce on the burger either.
We were talking before that we've literally got some fast food places. They're like a couple blocks from my house on this main thoroughfare that have like signs painted and hammered into like the little grass strip in front of it. Like, we aren't using lettuce. Trying to get people to come in.
Yeah. And I guess according to my newspaper on their Facebook page, they said that outbreak could be originated here in Colorado Springs at a farm here. So, yeah, great. But today, we're talking about Cujo from 1983, one of the many Stephen King adaptations we have done on the podcast over the past 6 years. I was going over our podcast list, and we still haven't done The Shining. The Shining is like a movie that we try to do, and no matter what happens, something happens the week that we try to do The Shining, and we never get to do it. So this year, we're going to do The Shining, hopefully in like November, December, to fit the mood of the snowy weather and stuff like that. So,
dude, I'm totally down for The Shining.
But I'm announcing it now for next week. We're going to do the 1984 exploitation movie Angel. High school student by day, hooker by night, with a serial killer running around. I've been fascinated with this movie over the past couple of weeks as I watched it on Tubi.
We've talked about this, yes.
Just was like, oh man, I want to watch Angel because I hadn't seen it because my sister and I watched that when we were way too young. And it was really kind of like shocking to us. And then I watched it again. I mean, I watched it on Tubi and I was like, holy shit, this movie's actually pretty good. So I'm letting you know now, all four of you, that to watch that before we talk about it so you'll know what we're talking about, because I don't know how many people still remember that movie, but if you're a certain age, you're in your late 40s, early 50s or whatever, it came out in 84, and this was a rental staple. I always remember seeing Angel, and Angel 2, and Angel 3. Yeah. I haven't watched Angel 2 yet. I kind of want to. And there's another movie I want to watch called Demon Warp that I saw a preview for, and it looks freaking hilarious. And it's got like George Kennedy, and it's got Sasquatches, zombies, and aliens in it. And from what I've seen, Sasquatch is ripping people's heads off left and right. And so it looks pretty hilarious. So maybe we'll talk a little bit about that next week. It's on Amazon Prime for free, and Angel is on Tubi for free. So just setting you up for next week's topics.
So, and
homework I just for everybody.
Personally want to thank you for choosing Angel for next week, because we're going to be filming. I'm shipping out to go visit my elderly mother who's living alone. And while I'm out there, what will I be doing? I'll be signing into Tubi, and hopefully when she's asleep, because she stays up really, really late, she sundowns, watching Angel. Don't want to explain that one to Mom. What are you watching? Don't worry about it, Mom. Don't even think about worrying about this.
It's an amazing movie. I can't recommend it enough. And also, before we dive in to the podcast, and even before we ask which each other watched this week, we're going to say rest in peace to Sam Neill, who passed away this week. And man, this guy was in some amazing movies, and by all accounts, super cool dude. I've heard like a couple of tweets from actresses who worked with him saying that he was always a gentleman and always protective. And that was like, that is like a good like quality when you hear somebody say that about a guy, that he's looking out for you, or he's not a creep. You never heard any scandals about him. You never heard anything, weird about him. You always heard that he was a super cool guy. And he was in some amazing horror movies. And in 1981, he was in The Final Conflict, which we did an episode on, where he's the adult Damien Thorn in the Omen series. It's an amazing movie. It's one of those super guilty pleasure. We talked about the Nazarene drinking game. If you are watching it, take a shot every time it says Nazarene, you'll be getting your stomach pumped in the hospital before you know it. In the same year, he was also in Possession, an Andrzej Zulawski horror movie. And it is one of the movies that I will say has stuck with me the most out of the last like 2 or 3 years of watching movies. It is a hauntingly weird, bizarre horror movie. And it's like part political allegory about the Cold War. It's part breakup movie about a marriage dissolving. And it's also body horror. And it's just fucking weird. It's one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen, but he was in that as well. And he acts his ass off in that one. And one movie that I think that gets kind of slept on is Dead Calm, with him and a super young Nicole Kidman and Billy Zane, where they're trapped on the sailboat. And that is a pretty awesome movie. He was in Hunt for Red October and The Memoirs of an Invisible Man, Jurassic Park. He was also in The Mouth of Madness, going back to his horror film credentials, which we'll eventually do maybe this October, or for Halloween season, we'll do that one. That's definitely a slept on John Carpenter movie that is really, really, really good. Event Horizon, which we've done an episode on. I mean, he has just been in a ton of great movies. And yeah, rest in peace, Sam Neill. What is your favorite Sam Neill movie, Neil?
Oh, Event Horizon.
Yeah.
And then,
where are we going? We won't need eyes.
we won't need eyes. Yeah. And then I just have to say Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Just because that
was so good in that one.
Yeah, he was. And then the computer graphics were just so badass at the time.
Yeah. It's still an amazing movie. It holds up. It's still the best Jurassic Park movie by a mile.
Well, that movie, they spared no expense.
Yes, they did not. It was just great. He was in a lot of good movies. And it kind of sucks to hear that he had died, because he had gotten over cancer. And then, a couple of months ago, or maybe a year ago, he posted that he'd gotten over cancer. I saw a thing on Threads where somebody said that Event Horizon is a better Hellraiser movie than a lot of Hellraiser movies. It is kind of true. The aesthetic in Event Horizon is very Hellraiser-like, the dimensions and other places. And yeah, that is one that should have a director's cut, but they lost all the footage, so you'll never get to see that uncut version of it. Now let's do what we always do. Neil, what did you watch this week?
So we tried to watch a movie called Last Straw, and we got maybe 10 minutes in, and it was just, we couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. It
was a 2023 movie?
Yes.
Horror movie?
Yeah. Don't even. We're like, oh man, let's watch a horror movie. This could be good. Then we tuned into it and we're like, no, this is not good. we don't want to watch this. And the problem was because we went to the theater and saw Evil Dead Burn. Mm-hmm. Which, if you want to go see a horror movie and you want to see an Evil Dead movie, well, fucking A, is that the movie for you?
Well, the funny thing that I've been hearing about Evil Dead Burn is that it's like, it's too mean. It's too brutal or whatever. I'm like, have you not watched
any of those movies?
Evil Dead movies, or even the first two? The first one was, the original, that was shot on such a low budget. It was very brutal, and it just had, but it was sort of charming because it was so cheap. But the 2013 movie was just brutal as hell. Girl gets set on fire in the first 2 minutes of the movie. I really like the beginning of Evil Dead Rise a lot, where they're in that cabin on the lake and stuff. That one was really, that part was really gross. The movie itself was really good, but that first part was, I think, the best part of the movie to me. And I do want to see Evil Dead Burn.
Go see it.
I hear the Odyssey is really good. It's getting really good reviews.
That's on the list. But like I said, I'm short timing it because I'm heading out of state for a little bit.
Yeah.
But Sammy and I both want to go watch that. What else did we do? We did some frozen pizza movies. We're all sitting together as a family. So we threw in, the Emperor's New Groove, freaking hilarious movie. Was staying up late cause I had some work I had to try to get done. So I put on, Project Hail Mary, just kind of as background. It's not a bad flick.
Yeah. I've been meaning to watch it. I hear it's good. I haven't had to watch it yet.
Yeah. The book's amazing. It's the guy that wrote The Martian and read The Martian, saw the movie. Pretty good translation of the book. The book is amazing. The movie's pretty good. There's a lot of stuff that's left out always. You can't make a movie just like the book. You're never going to be able to, but you can get both and then appreciate it for what it is and give you kind of insight into the choices they made. And so we're sitting around trying to figure out something to watch. And here's the great thing about streaming services. There's so much shit on there. You'll see something, go, "Oh yeah, I need to watch that. I'm going to get right on that. I'm going to watch that." Like Spider-Man Noir, I still have not finished the last episode. Good Omens, I still have not finished the last episode. There's just so much stuff that stacks up. So the Dune series on HBO, Dune Prophecy.
Yeah.
I'd started it and I had like maybe a few minutes in. And that way I do it so it goes back in like, hey, do you want to continue watching this? But it got backed up by so many other things that it was like Dune Prophecy. So rewound it, started watching it. Sammy came in. She goes, wow, this is actually pretty good. And then we sat and we binged the whole thing over a course of a day off.
Nice.
Pretty good. Pretty good. And if you've ever read any of the Dune books or any of the Herbert stuff, you get all the insights. So, yeah.
The newest preview for Dune 3 looks really good.
Yeah.
It looks pretty exciting.
It does.
So I'm looking forward to see that. And then
I love that people are just like, oh, it's about this, it's about charismatic leaders. And then I'm reading quotes and it's Frank Herbert's like, fucking drugs are awesome. It's kind of about that. And so I don't know which one to believe. And then a book series that I've been reading dropped a new one. So I read that. So been pretty busy. I've had some time on my hands and I've been trying to fill it.
I saw a lot of Dungeon Crawler Carl. Is that what his name?
Dungeon Crawler, dude.
Merch is dropping everywhere now and stuff like that.
Do you want me to go get my shirts?
Did you get the shirts already? That's funny.
Oh, I've been on this since the first book. Do you know the premise? Or I've talked to you about it.
Yeah, the guy's like stuck in like a RPG type video game, and there's aliens controlling everybody or whatever.
Yes, because video games are like a universal constant because all these worlds that are inhabited are all seeded worlds. And if I told you exactly why they did it, it would ruin it because you don't really find out about that till a few books in. Mm-hmm. But it's fucking amazing.
Well, I was reading about it just because I wanted to know what the hype was about, and they said that the audiobooks are sell even more than the actual books because they're done so well.
So the dude who narrates it, I think his name is Jeff Hayes. So I got a hold of the first book when it came out and I read it, and it's so good. It's smart, it's well written, it's sarcastic and funny at the same time. And it has like an element of horror to it. And the more you read it, the more you get that like this guy is kind of a horror writer, not just like a lit RPG. And I picked up another book of his called Kaiju Battlefield Surgeon. Straight up, although it's supposed to be lit RPG, straight up a fucking horror novel because of some of the stuff these people go through and describe. Well, anyway, I read that and was waiting for the second one and had read up a few. And then one of my coworkers was like, oh my God, have you listened to the audiobooks? About that time, one of Sammy's coworkers says the exact same thing. So I'm like, okay, cool. We get the audiobooks. Choice. Fucking choice.
Well, I saw that Seth MacFarlane's production company is going to do a TV or movie adaptation of it.
It's going to be really interesting, and I think Seth MacFarlane gets the humor, but there's a lot going on in these books, and I hope that they pull it off. Dude, I know you're not like into series and stuff, but this book, once you get past like the first like intro 30 minutes, because it's pretty much like a video game. You know, the first bit is kind of a tutorial before you really start to get in, and the development of the characters across the whole series, and holy shit, it's good.
It's got a talking Persian cat, so that's a plus.
It's one of the flat. You talk about Princess Donut.
Yeah.
The Queen Anne Chonk. Yes. I told you I met him, yeah? Matt Dinneman?
Yeah.
So he released a book, and I can't think of the title. I read it. It's about a planet of farmers that get attacked by Earth. They go and they colonize the planet, and then they build basically a hyperspace gate. So they're on the planet for like 50, 60 years while they build this gate, and then it restores communication back and forth with Earth. And Earth basically sends gamers piloting mechs to fucking wipe out the planet. Really good. I wish I could think of the title right now, but it's just totally escapes me. And I totally lost where I was because now I'm upset that I don't remember the name of the goddamn book. Forgot what I was going to talk about completely. Oh, anyways. Oh, yeah, I met him. He did a book signing. So I took a copy of Dungeon Crawler Carl to my wife wanted to give it to somebody she works with. And then I took a copy of that book to have him sign that as well. And then one of my coworkers wanted to come, who's the one who really turned me on the audiobooks, but she couldn't make it. So we were going to get those signed. And I play with an Emerald Society. And in the book, he fucking disrespects bagpipes.
Really?
Disrespects bagpipes. So I said, hey, man, you've been giving my instrument a hard time. I wanted to give you this coin. And I explained to him what it is. And I said, what we do is we play for a memorial every year for every officer that was killed in the line of duty, blah, blah. We do it across the state if people request us. We're all volunteers. And this is what we do. I play bagpipes. And then he's looking at it and he's like, oh, this is really cool. My brother is a sheriff. And this is why I felt really good. People are giving him shit and he's setting it down on the table. He took the coin and he put that coin in his fucking pocket.
Nice.
Yeah, look right here. Watch this. Right there. Kissing that bicep. He was funny as shit. Really engaging. But dude, I cannot recommend enough to start listening to those books. And if you don't like it, and I want to be frank, if you don't like it, it's okay. But I will never talk to you again.
Oh, really? Wow. The podcast hinges upon me. Like,
yeah, I will never talk to you again because I will know like Eric's a piece of shit with no taste in books. You've got to. You know what? If any of our 4 listeners read or listen to these books and you like them, you should let us know. And if not, fuck off, quit listening.
Wow. We want more listeners, Neil.
Okay, I only want people to listen to the books or read the books because we know those are the cool kids.
All right.
Sorry, I could talk about this goddamn book all the time. I love it.
We're like 18 minutes in. We haven't talked anything about Cujo. I haven't told you about what I watched this week.
Well,
but I feel like Cujo, we're gonna knock this down in like 30 minutes because it's a very simple movie.
There's not a lot about the movie.
There's not a lot about the movie. So I have been sick this week, so I have watched a ton of stuff. And when I'm sick, I have this weird thing about watching wrestling documentaries.
So something about abdominal cramps and diarrhea wants you to watch half-naked, sweaty men abuse each other.
Well, it reminded me that my mom hated wrestling. She hated it. And I had like a copy of Pro Wrestling Illustrators. And one of the rare times I was able to buy a magazine about wrestling. And it had Dusty Rhodes on the cover. And Dusty Rhodes is a big, fat dude. He was one of the best. He's one of the best wrestlers of all time. Iconic, just one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. And my mom's like, this is terrible. why do you want to look at a giant fat man? And she basically said it was like the gateway to gayness, and she hated me watching wrestling.
You should have given her a poster of George the Animal Steel with his hairy ass shoulders eating the turnbuckle.
She just did not understand it and could not gather why I liked wrestling. But there is a 4-part documentary on Hulk Hogan on Netflix.
Fuck that guy. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
It's a warts and all documentary, so you do get to see that he is kind of a piece of shit, and that he is kind of one of those people who the character Hulk Hogan was a really good character, but the person behind the character was a very flawed person, and he lied, and he would screw other people over to get ahead, and he was not a good person. But at least the documentary shows all that, and it was pretty good. Then I started going, man, there is a WWE channel on YouTube, and you can watch all these documentaries for free. So I wound up watching
full length movies,
full length, hour and a half, 2 hours documentaries.
I was going to ask you, what the fuck streaming service do you have that you're getting these films?
Well, I mean, they have a ton of them on YouTube. And there's one like the rise and fall of WCW, which I watched. Then I watched one about, just all this backstage politicking in that goes on in wrestling that makes it more interesting. It's not really what's going on in the ring. It's all the bullshit that's going on around it that makes it kind of interesting. So I watched that. And then I watched the documentary about the Red Hot Chili Peppers on Netflix. And it was really pretty good too. But it only goes up to like after Hilo Slovak died. It's mostly about Hilo Slovak, their original guitarist, and how much he it was important to them. And talk a little bit about Blood Sugar Sex Magic and John Frusciante and everything like that, but it's mostly about their beginnings. And they were pieces of shit too. They were kind of like assholes who, were just young punk guys with broken homes and, just were trying to get ahead in the world and were just not great people. But Hilo Slovak was like the person who calmed them down, taught Flea how to play bass, and taught them how to become their family. He was the only one who wasn't in a broken home, so they all hang out with him and his mom, and he kind of should give him stability and kind of stuff. It's actually a really good documentary, and it was really good. And then I keep watching so many Friday the 13th movies because they're on Showtime and MGM Plus both have them on. So I watched Part 2, Part 3, Part 7, and Part 8 in the last 3 days.
Fuck, you've been home for a few days.
I know.
How is MGM Plus? Is it worth the money?
It's actually not bad. You can add it onto YouTube TV for like $8 or something like that, or you can add it onto your Paramount. To your YouTube account, or you can do it to Prime. You can add MGM Plus.
MGM Plus. Yeah, we don't have Paramount anymore. When they started doing the whole caving thing to a certain administration.
Yeah, I know. I need to trim down my streaming platform because I have way too many. I got rid of Shudder, and then I added Night Flight because it was $39 for a year, and Night Flight has some fucking weird stuff on it. Some really weird documentaries and movies and old art films and just all the kind of stuff that they were known for in the 80s. So it's worth checking out if you want to pay $39 a month for a year. And
that's reasonable.
Yeah, I had the Criterion collection for about 2 months, but I just didn't watch it enough. I've just been trying to find different ones that I like, but I need to get rid of Paramount Plus because I don't watch it very much. And then, I have YouTube TV and Amazon, and I have HBO Max, and I've got Peacock. And so I just have too many.
You have what? What?
Peacock.
Sorry. Yeah. I'm having a hard time hearing you. Must be the connection.
But anyway, those documentaries are actually pretty good. The Red Hot Chili Peppers one was pretty legit. It was pretty good. Also, kind of warts and all, Anthony Kiedis and Flea kind of talk about how they were not very good people in their lives at sometimes. And of course, Anthony Kiedis still is kind of a creep. He's got a 20-year-old girlfriend when he's 63. Yeah.
It's gonna. I mean, he just reminds me more, like the way he looks reminds me more and more of Iggy Pop. And I don't know if you've seen Iggy Pop recently, but Iggy's having some issues.
Iggy looks like a hot dog that's been on the roller for too long. It's just starting to.
Something's going on with the poor guy's spine, man. He looks he looks like the letter S right now.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about.
Fuck, we've been trying to avoid it. Okay.
Cujo from 1983, and this was one of those movies that I remember seeing as a kid, watching on. Let's hear this. Watching it on HBO, and being totally freaked out by it. And I hadn't revisited it since then. And I watched it. I wound up watching it twice because one time I came home from work and I was laying on the couch and it happened to be on MGM Plus. So I just watched it on MGM Plus. So I went up watching it again. And it is nothing really like I remembered it. The only thing I really remembered was the kid was fucking screaming the entire movie.
He seemed okay. Danny Pintaro, probably like 5 or 6. I think he did a pretty outstanding job of
for a 6-year-old actor.
For a 6-year-old, I mean, motherfucker probably can't even read, and he's whipping his lines out too. I don't know how many takes it took, but I was pretty impressed with the kid.
Well, that was funny because I just was reading on the trivia that he could barely read. He was only 6, so his mom would go over the lines with him, and his mom was always on set and always there with him and stuff. But he was pretty good acting for a 6-year-old. But there was a lot of screaming in this movie, and it takes a while to get going. It really takes a while to get going. It's more like a domestic drama for a while, and then it finally gets into the actual movie that you're expecting.
While I'm watching this, my wife got so bored she started looking up trivia, and my son came in because he had watched this a while back. And he comes in, he goes, the great part about this, Dad, is apparently Stephen King didn't even remember writing it because all he was doing was chain smoking and he was gacked out on cocaine.
That is another part of the trivia, is that he does not remember writing this. Can you imagine being so prolific and so good at writing is that you could whip out novels without even remembering it, and then they wind up getting published and they're bestsellers and they're movie adaptations, and you become, a multimillionaire, and you're just sitting there just like just
horking down the booger sugar, man. Let's do this.
Well, this one and was it when we did Dreamcatchers? He was so fucked up from his traffic accident that he doesn't remember that writing it either. The Tommy Knockers, he doesn't even remember writing either because he was so gacked out as well.
Tommy Knockers was a pretty fun book. Yeah. Well, let's get this out of the way. Ready? Let's get this out of the way.
All right.
You ready? You ready?
Yes.
This is a greasy fucking movie. Everybody in this movie looked greasy all the time. Everybody in the whole damn state. Which state did it take place in?
I'm sure it was Maine, right?
Probably Maine.
Yes.
Bunch of greasy motherfuckers with armpit stains. Everybody having some armpit stains. Did you notice? I did.
No, I didn't notice the armpit stains. No.
Oh yeah. He's moving stuff at the end. He's in the house and no one's thought to go look for his wife, the cheating whore. And
the cheating whore.
He's got pit stains. And now, before anybody gets upset, if it was a dude, he's a cheating whore as well. I don't condone that. If you're unhappy in your marriage, fucking tell your partner and leave. Don't fucking cheat. It's hurtful. But so fucking greasy. That dog, all I could think of was the movie Spaceballs.
Mm-hmm.
Pizza the Hut.
Yeah, he had lots of his eyes are super, super runny, and he was all, Yeah,
where the fuck did all that stuff come from on his fur? Why was he so greasy everywhere? It made no sense. We lived out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Did you guys ever have rabid animals come across your property?
No, not on our property.
Well, we lived a little farther out. That's why we didn't have basic cable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but I remember my dad yelling at me. He's like, "Hey, get back!" There was a rabid coyote, and I remember it foaming at the mouth and being all weird. And Dad shot it, but it wasn't all matted. It didn't look like fucking pizza with the cheese taken off.
We didn't live on the reservation, but we lived pretty close.
Pretty close.
Pretty close. And I remember walking on the trail behind our house, and just some res dogs came out and just started barking at me. Running back home. Yeah, it was scary. People didn't take care of dogs the way they do now. They do now back then.
One of the things I hate driving back is going through the res and stopping and just seeing all the poor fucking dogs. Just all the poor animals not being taken care of. And but none of them look like pizza.
You want to hit us with the Internet Movie Database tagline?
Cujo, a friendly Saint Bernard, contracts rabies because he has not been vaccinated, in a strange backstory to prove that his owner is a sack of shit and a horrible human being. Contracts rabies and conducts a reign of terror on an American farm. Okay, let's go back with that. Conducts a reign of terror on 2 people.
Yeah, on 2 people.
And one unfortunate, really slow to the draw cop.
Yeah, how many people did Cujo kill? I think he killed 4 or just 3.
So he killed, I think 3, because he killed the dad, he killed the dad's buddy, and he killed the cop.
Yeah.
That's all I think. He got 3 people. He bit her. And then, yeah, that was it.
One thing that this movie reminds me of is having old cars, cars that were so metal. I mean, like, that Pinto or like a station wagon, like the Gran Torino station wagon. That thing was a goddamn tank. And they were so solid, those cars back in the day.
I remember my mom had a Pinto, and my sister and I would fight to see who got to sit on the hump in between the seats, because of course we're rolling around with no seatbelts on.
Oh yeah.
Sitting on that hump right in the middle.
I'm like my mom in the sense that I like to trade out my cars very a lot.
I hadn't noticed.
In my lifetime, my mom had my first car I remember having was a red Toyota Land Cruiser. Then she had a Z28. Then she had the Z28 for a while. Then she had the Land Cruiser for a while. Then she had a Isuzu Rodeo and a Isuzu Trooper. She had a pickup for a little bit. And then she had she had a lot of cars. She had a couple Toyotas, and I think right now they have a RAV4. My parents have a RAV4, but we would go through cars a lot. But I just remember the 70s and 80s cars were just like tanks. I remember just being hot inside a car during that time. It was terrible. And of course you had the cigarette lighters that everybody burn themselves on because you're stupid and you needed to see if it was hot or not.
Thing to see if it would pop out.
I burnt my thumb on one because I was like, oh, this doesn't look very hot. Yeah. Dumb ass. But yeah, this was one of those movies that I remember being really excited to watch, because Stephen King, even as a kid, he had such a reputation for scary movies. And my parents had a paperback of Carrie in the bookcase, and it was a scary one where her face is covered with blood. And it's just like a close-up of her face. It scared the shit out of me for the longest time. And then The Shining came about, and that one was like, oh shit, this is scary as hell. And then we watched it as kids, and we would always scare each other with The Shining, that with the lady in the bathtub. We'd like, you getting ready to go take a bath, and my sister would be like, lady in the bathtub, and it would scare me. I didn't want to take a bath now because I was scared of a lady in the bathtub. So Stephen King just was synonymous with scary shit when we were young. Oh, and Salem's Lot. Don't forget Salem's Lot, the kid at the fucking window. That was imprinted on a whole generation, being scary. And that still holds up. But there have been so many bad Stephen King adaptations as well. We'll talk about that. So this came out 1983, August 12th, 1983. 93 minutes long, feels much longer. Directed by Louis Teague. And Louis Teague is known for... I always like to look at the filmography of the directors. He did Alligator in 1980, a movie called Fighting Back with Tom Skerritt, which sounds like a vigilante movie. He did Cujo, then Cat's Eye. Cat's Eye is good, a good anthology movie with Stephen King. Once everybody remembers the one with the little
dude,
the gremlin on the wall, yeah. Jewel of the Nile, Collision Course with Pat Morita and Jay Leno as buddy cops.
I feel embarrassed to say that I have seen that movie.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder, has anybody ever seen that one?
I've seen it.
Then he did Navy SEALs, which every time I think of that, I always think of Clerks when they're like, oh, Navy SEALs. When people picking out the worst movies of all. Did a movie called Wedlock with Rutger Hauer and Joan Chen. T-Bone and Weasel with Gregory Hines and Christopher Lloyd, 1992. The hell?
Okay. Yeah. Again, not a proud moment, but I've seen it.
Yeah. Saved by the Light with Eric Roberts. The Dukes of Hazzard Reunion, made for TV movie, and a movie called The Triangle in 2001 with Luke Perry and Dan Cortez. So he has done a lot of a variety of movies. He is 88 years old, so still around. Wow, T-Bone and Weasel. That sounds like something you'd see in the behind the swinging saloon doors in the back of the video store. You got T-Bone and Weasel? Based on a 1981 novel by Stephen King. Budget was $5 million, made $21 million domestically, and opened in fourth place, becoming a modest financial success, finishing as the fourth highest growing horror movie of 1983 behind Jaws 3D, Psycho 2, and Twilight Zone the movie. We got to do Jaws 3D someday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm there for that.
You know, Psycho 2 is actually underrated. It's actually pretty good. It's not bad. Twilight Zone the movie was pretty good, except for John Landis killing those kids. Originally had a director, Peter Medak, who was the director of The Changeling, which is a really good haunted house ghost story from 1980. Had creative disagreements with the producers over the tone and approach of the film, and he left. So they hired Louis Teague, who just directed Alligator, and they wanted to emphasize realism over supernatural horror and wanted the audience to believe that every moment could happen in real life. And I think that's probably the biggest strong point in the movie. I haven't read the book. I know there is some sort of supernatural element going on in the book, but I like the fact that it is very grounded in reality. I think that's one of the good things about the movie. They had to use 4 different Saint Bernards, and they were always happy, so they had to like tape down their tails because the tails are wagging all the time.
Tie their tail. I guess some of the foam was like a meringue or something that they would apply, and they had to keep constantly putting it on because the dogs were like, "Hey, this is pretty good.
This is pretty good.
I like this."
And they had a dog suit. If you watch, or if you just Google Cujo dog suit, and it's really funny. It's just a guy in a Saint Bernard suit, and he's like standing next to Dee Wallace and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty funny, but I think that it works pretty well for what it is. But it is a simple movie. There isn't really much going on with it until the dog parts happen. The major thing is that in the book, the kid dies.
Yep, he does not make a dehydration. He's gone.
He's gone, yeah. And that's almost more realistic and almost more in line with some of the other Stephen King adaptations, as we know later. I mean, the myth, where it's a bleak ending.
But she ends up tanking from rabies, if I remember.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Yeah, she gets bit. Dee Wallace is in this movie as Donna Trenton. Her husband is Daniel Hugh Kelly. Vic Trenton. Danny Pintaro is her son. Ed Lauder is the stud of the town that she's sleeping with, which is
that was bizarre.
That was really weird. And I think that was probably the part that I forgot about, is how prominent that her infidelity story angle was, and the fact that the guy was even a suspect and he did some shitty stuff in the house, or like trashed the house and stuff. But he got kind of a little aggressive with her at one point in the movie as well. But yeah, you want to hit us with a critical consensus?
Well, at the release, critics were divided, and reviews from the critics were mixed. Janet Maslin, there she is. We've missed her so. She's of the New York Times, wrote the film was by no means a horror classic, but it's suspenseful and scary. Variety panned it as a dull, uneventful entry into the horror genre, a film virtually devoid of surprises or any original suspense. Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune gave the film 1 star out of 4, calling it greasy. One of the greasiest films I've ever seen. One of the dumbest, flimsiest excuses for a movie I have ever seen. Roger Ebert called it dreadful, which is another way to say greasy. While Linda Greasy, or Gross, however you want to pronounce it, of the Los Angeles Times, wrote that no theater is air-conditioned enough to justify watching this scary, gory, beastly, greasy movie. Though she did concede that Teague directs the violent, scary, greasy scenes and some of the quiet, domestic, greasy ones with efficiency. Steve Jenkins, cousin of Leroy.
Mm-hmm. Leroy Jenkins.
Of the Monthly Film Bulletin, the powerhouse review that is, wrote that for the most part, Cujo works very effectively as a near reducto and absurdum of the woman in peril mode, but disliked the film changed the ending from the book, thinking it made it less greasy and absolutely no sense in terms of the film's logic. Author and film critic Leonard Maltin gave the film 3 out of a possible 4 jars of Crisco, which is grease, calling it a genuinely frightening and greasy film. It is also writing it builds slowly but surely to its terrifying, greasy, but not gory climax. Stephen Film called the film greasy terrific and named it one of his favorite greasy adaptations. Film student Alice Folks wrote a retrospective review for Cujo in the National Student in 2018, in which she argued that you should not only wash your hands and not have them greasy while you flip the pages of this magazine, but the absence of fantasy elements and general plausibility of Cujo makes it more terrifying than most horror films. On review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes. You ever held a Rotten Tomato? Kind of a greasy texture. It holds a 60% approval rating based on 45 reviews, with the website's consensus stating Cujo is an artless work punctuated with moments of high canine gore and one wild Dee Wallace performance. On Metacritic, the film holds a 57 out of 100 jars of grease on reviews from 8 critics, indicating mixed or average greasiness. Many viewers praised, such as we did, Dee Wallace's emotionally raw performance, genuine suspense, genuine greasiness, the realistic premise, Louis Teague's direction. Others criticized a thin story, thin grease, slow pacing, limited setting, limited types of grease, repetitive action during the second half. Modern reassessments have been kinder, with many horror fans appreciating its relentless tension and practical effects, knowing that some Clearasil would have helped everyone in this movie. Rotten Tomatoes consensus calls it artless, but notes its memorable suspense and Dee Wallace's standout performance. And again, Dee Wallace, whoopity-doo, Danny Pintaro gets my money for that movie.
Well, I'm looking at Dee Wallace's filmography. She was in a lot of memorable movies. I've not seen the original Stepford Wives. She's apparently in that in 1975. She was in the original Hills Have Eyes. I do remember in that.
Yeah, I remember that.
She was in 10.
Was that one little movie? I don't think it got a lot of... it didn't do very well. We talked about it.
A sleeper movie called E.T.
Yeah. You know, the alien in that movie looked a little greasy.
He did look kind of greasy. Except for when he was like sick, he looked like a old dog turd out in white.
Just fucking up kids across America.
That, I think, kind of segue for a second, is thinking about times in movies where I felt legitimately sad as a kid. One of the first, of course, was, I talked about this quite a bit, is when watching Johnny Sacco and his giant robot, the Battle of the Planets, where they condense them all, when when Giant Robot sacrifices himself and takes Emperor Guillotine and flies him off into a meteor and blows himself up, and all the kids are crying, hoping Giant Robot would come back. That fucking devastated me. That was one of the movies that I was just like, the world is a sad, sad place. And then Snoopy Come Home, was
Oh,
also
God.
one that just
God.
fucked me up as a kid. As a kid.
And that was like an ABC Sunday night kind of thing. You're sitting around
Yes.
with the family, you're like, oh,
Yes, just
stop crying, it's not real.
Stop, he's gone away. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Devastating. Then E.T. E.T.
E.T..
fucked me up when they find him all white in the ditch and stuff like that. And then he supposedly dies. That was just murder for me as a
You
kid.
remember King Kong with Jessica Lange? When King Kong's laying there and all you hear is like the boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom,
Totally.
boom, the heart. And they're like, don't fucking kill King Kong. He didn't want to be there. You guys did that. You fucking killed King Kong.
Yeah. And then when Spock died in the Wrath of Khan, that fucked me up a little bit too. Yep. But that damn Snoopy Come Home, man, that was just a killer.
That hit every single time. Every single time.
So The Howling, she was in that one. We still haven't done The Howling. We need to do that.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. She was in Critters, your first Critters movie.
Oh, she was. Holy shit. Forgot about that.
And she's been in a lot of different movies and kind of had a comeback with people who enjoyed her work and brought her back for, she was in Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween, and House of the Devil, and The Haunted World of El Super Bisto. So apparently Rob Zombie is a fan of hers. So she's been kind of Lords of Salem as well. So
yeah, Lords of Salem. Skip it, folks.
I have not seen that one, but she's in kind of doing still kind of having a renaissance with a lot of genre movies because people remember so fondly from.
You're missing the big one.
Which one?
Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
Oh, Jeepers Creepers Reborn, huh?
Yep. And she was in 10.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, she was in 10.
I barely remember that one. I just remember Bo Derek running around on the beach and in a bikini with cornrows. That's all I remember.
I included the best photo from 10 that I could find.
Neil's always hooking us up with the pictures. Oh, yeah. Just her back. So let's talk about the plot. I feel bad for the dog. You got to feel bad at least for the dog a little bit in this movie because he's chasing after Bunny, gets his head stuck in a hole in the ground, a burrow, and it gets bit on the nose by a bat. And there you go. He's getting the rabies, and he just gradually gets worse and worse looking. And the dad of of the little kid. He's like an advertising executive, and their ad campaign goes bad because the dye in the cereal makes you pee red, and so he has to leave on a emergency trip, and he tells his wife to take the car into this kind of shade tree mechanic that he used to fix his little Jaguar once. So it seems like they have money. The house they have is fucking huge. And she's just, housewife.
No AC
housewife.
in it. Everybody's all sweaty and greasy in that
no
bitch.
AC. My God, I could not live without AC. Oh my God. We just paid $8,000 for a new AC.
Damn.
I know.
Damn. I'd visit Costco for that shit.
Well, when people always tell you, oh, you moved to Colorado, you don't need air conditioning. You don't need air conditioning.
No, you need it.
Bullshit. You don't need air conditioning.
Yeah.
Yes. Otherwise, you have greasy pit stains on your arms like the people in this movie.
Like people in the movie. I lived in Colorado for a little bit, and I utilized the AC while I was there. I mean, shit, I'm living like right near the coast, and it's been in the high 90s. I'm living in the AC.
In the 90s, yeah. A lot of movies were very sweaty. The 80s were a sweaty time. Sweaty time. What's the sweatiest movie ever? I think Predator might be the sweatiest movie.
Predator's a pretty fucking sweaty film.
Yeah.
What's wrong, Dylan? You're getting weak.
Pushing too many pencils.
Pencils? Love it.
Yeah, so the dog is progressively weak. There's another side story where Cujo's owners, the son is trying to, he cares for his dog, but the dad's abusive. Him and his mom get out of the town because she won $5,000 in the lottery or whatever. So they kind of, yeah. But the dog keeps getting worse, and then he kills the neighbor, kills his owner, kills a cop, And meanwhile, they're trapped in the Pinto in the middle middle of the property, and it just gets worse. It's worse and worse.
The son, the kid that played the son, that dude was in a ton of stuff. I don't know if he's still active, but you couldn't swing him in the 80s without hitting something he was in.
Danny Pintaro. I remember him being
Billy, the other kid, Billy Jane.
Oh,
Billy
yeah,
Jane.
you're right. Yes, he was in a lot of movies. Hold on.
And TV as well. He was in Beastmaster.
Yeah, Billy Jacoby. He was in Bloody Birthday, Hospital Massacre, Beastmaster, Cujo, Nightmares, Just One of the Guys. He was the brother in Just One of the Guys. The Terry's brother. And a shitload of TV, yes. He has a ton of TV credits. He was also in MILF Manor in 2023. All right, I'll have to check out.
He's racking up the hits.
Yeah, but he was in a ton of stuff. You're correct. There is a certain degree of suspense when she's trying to get out of the car and Cujo, is bumping his head against the car and just trying to get in, slicking up the windows with his greasy paws.
With his St. Bernard rabies juice.
Yes. And she gets bit. And I was wondering I think I looked it up while watching the movie, how quickly rabies takes effect. And it could be a long time. You have to get those shots pretty quick, though. But if you get bit, then, yeah. You have rabies shots?
When the pit bull bit me?
Oh, shit, yes. Duh.
Yes. I had freaking hairline fractures on my radius and ulna from where it clamped down.
Yeah.
And 3 distinct puncture wounds that bled like a motherfucker. And then, I tell you, the shots, I don't know. We always heard horror stories when we were kids, right? That they were
like
super painful. They had to give me your stomach. So the first one they give like into the bites. Like the needle's long, of course, because they're going in the tissue, but the fucking vial on that thing was enormous. And they were like filling it up, and my arm got so swollen. My hand was already swollen from the bite, but they're injecting all that stuff in there, and they've got to get every last bit of it in. It's like a certain like amount. And then I went back 3 more times. It was just in the arm.
Oh, interesting.
Only one of those was kind of painful, and I'm not sure why. The guy said, it feels like you had a flu shot. Your arm is going to be real sore. But he gave me one. It was really painful.
I remember.
So, maybe it changed. But
yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if they evolved since we were kids, because I always heard that you're going to get 21 shots in your stomach if you got.
Yeah, you got to avoid it.
Shot. Yeah, I always was worried about that. If I got bit by a dog, that I have to.
You see somebody's dog, you want to touch it. You're like, that might have rabies. You don't know if it bites you. You have to get those shots. I'm here to tell you, kids, pet all the dogs you want. The shots ain't that bad anymore.
The kid did some good acting though when he was like going into shock or whatever. His eyes rolling back and stuff like that. That was pretty effective.
The other trivia, when she yelled when she was putting her hands in his mouth, which is honestly, you've had you've had training at your work. When someone's having a seizure, you don't fucking put your hand in their mouth.
Nope.
And then mom puts her hand in his mouth and she yelped. I guess he really did bite her when she did it.
Well, the funny thing, and you even see it in movies, even in Alien, where it's supposedly set in the future, is with when he has right before the alien pops out of his stomach, they think he's having seizure, and they're trying to put like a fork or something in his mouth, and everyone's like, put a wallet in his mouth so he doesn't swallow his tongue, but you really can't
swallow your tongue.
Yeah, yeah, but you can't do that.
Try right now. I bet you can't do it. Try right now.
The funny part, I mean, they're going to do the Carrie ending where
Alien was a pretty greasy space movie too.
That was a greasy space movie. Very sweaty,
pretty greasy, very sweaty, very greasy. That film.
Mm-hmm. We should Google that. What is the sweatiest movie of all time?
I'm on it right now.
You're on it right now. Okay, so she beats Cujo with the baseball bat, and he supposedly stabs him, and then he dies. But they're going to do the Carrie ending or the Friday the 13th ending because you need to have that jump ending at the end of the movie. So he busts through the window and she shoots him. Husband pulls up just in time. And then, he hugs them both and the movie's over. So it's kind of ambiguous if the kid lives or not. But I guess everybody thinks that the kid lives. But in the book, he no live.
He didn't make it. Would you like to know according to Google Gemini?
Okay, what is it?
There are a few legendary films crowned as the sweatiest, though the two most universally agreed upon contenders are number one, Cool Hand Luke, 1967, often cited as the ultimate sweaty movie. This prison drama features characters sweating profusely through relentless hard labor under the blistering sun. Can you guess the second one? It was a film we watched, 1989.
Roadhouse?
No. Do the Right Thing.
Do the right. Oh yeah. I guess that's definitely a.
Give me some extra. Give me some extra mozzarella in that motherfucker. Love that.
It's a great movie.
And then Body Heat.
Yeah, it's pretty sweaty.
It's kind of in the title.
Yeah.
And then 12 Angry Men. The physical and mental sweat in the film reflect a grueling, non-air conditioned New York summer and the intense pressure of a jury room.
All right. I still think Predator or some other desert movie.
IMDb says Cool Hand Luke, Das Boot, In the Heat of the Night, then Do the Right Thing, then Body Heat.
Okay.
Fight Club, Rocky, Altered States, Green Mile, Pumping Iron.
Yeah, you're definitely sweaty in that one.
Raging Bull, and Ben-Hur.
Okay. All right.
I always feel like Pauly Shore when I bring that up, though. Go racy!
Crazy. We still haven't done any Pauly Shore movies. We need to do at least Encino Man.
Oh, fucking Biodome.
Biodome. I have never saw Biodome.
Was it Jury Duty? That was the other one? Or Son-in-Law?
Well, Son-in-Law, those are the only two. That's peak Pauly Shore cinema is Encino Man and Son-in-Law. Those are the two movies which...
Jury Duty and Biodome. It's got one of the Baldwins in it. My mom loved Son-in-Law.
Uh-huh.
My mom would just wander around. You've met Mom, how she was always playing with her ring and her southern accent. Well, I'm just a weasel.
That's funny.
All right, cool, Mom. Way to go.
So that pretty much that's Cujo.
Yeah.
If you like Stephen King movies, you're a completist, or you like 80s horror movies, you could do worse. But it is, I want to say, a little boring for the first 45 minutes, and then gets better. But it's definitely not his best adaptations. I have put down my top 10 Stephen King movies.
Dum bum bum bum.
Number 1, let's go number 10. Number 10, Creepshow, which is amazing. We need to do that for this Halloween season. Love that one. Where's my cake? Stand By Me is you can't. It's definitely a great one. Children of the Corn. A lot of people won't think this is one of his top movies. I happen to love it. I think it is it's just a fun 80s horror movie. He walks behind the rose.
I have a thing about that whole series of movies. I don't know why. They're not that great, but I just am compelled by them.
And if you want to hear Neil and I lose control and laugh our asses off, then you've got to listen to the Children of the Corn podcast, because we fucking laugh our asses off in that one.
That was your fault. That was the only reason we lost control was because one little fucking side comment completely derailed us.
Yes. So if you want to hear us laugh our asses off, listen to the Children of the Corn podcast. I say the 2017 It is really, really good. Number 2 was too long. They just drug that one out. It has some good parts, but number 1, you can't beat that one. Pet Sematary, number 6. Salem's Lot, and number 5. That's just one of the best vampire movies ever. It is so good. It's one of his best books, too. I think out of all the books, Stephen King novels that I've read more than once, I'd say Salem's Lot. It has to be at least 3 or 4.
A quick read, too.
It's really good.
It's a quick read.
Yeah, firing at all cylinders. The description, the character development, the scares. There's just the Marston house. Just everything is just scary as shit. So that is a good one. The Mist movie is excellent. That is really, really good. Of course, has that bleak ending. There's this meme. It says, "How impatient are you?" And then he says, "This impatient," and it shows them sitting in the car.
Jane sitting in the car.
And then Carrie, I have a soft spot for Carrie, the original one. That one was like a fabled scary movie. It came out in like 76, so I was like 3. But even growing up, I just heard Carrie is very scary. It's so scary, super, super scary. And then watching it, and then it was scary. I really like it. I love that 70s ishness about it. I love that. It's a really good movie. The Shining, of course, Stephen King doesn't like it, but it is definitely one of the definitive adaptations of Stephen King movie. And then number 1 is The Dead Zone. I fucking love The Dead Zone. And as years go by, and when I watch it, I just realize it's just one of the best David Cronenberg movies, best Stephen King movie.
Super well done.
And it's just a great movie. It is so understated, so well acted. It's just perfect. And Christopher Walken just does an amazing job in the movie. So that is, to me, is my number 1 Stephen King movie. I would say Dr. Sleep is kind of around there and, floating around there near the end. I haven't seen Gerald's Game on Netflix. I heard that's really, really good. And there's tons of Stephen King movies to choose from. Don't watch Sleepwalkers. That's a piece of shit. Actually, it's fun. There's so many bad Stephen King movies. They probably outnumber the good ones by quite a bit. But
those kitty cat people were pretty greasy too.
Yes, they were. Yeah.
Dead Zone at number 1. I honestly would have put, just because of its effect when I saw it, I would have put Salem's Lot. Yeah. Not that it's a better movie, but just because of the way it hit. The Dead Zone, I did not appreciate until I got older.
Yeah.
You would have asked me for a scary ass movie, I would have said Salem's Lot. But at 11, I would have gone to 11.
Yeah.
This one goes to 11. I would have put Christine.
Oh yeah, Christine is good.
I would have put Christine.
And Shawshank Redemption.
The shitters. Keep forgetting that Shawshank Redemption is a Stephen King movie. Okay, so that one would now have to be number 1. God damn you.
And the Green Mile's in there too. I just don't. I mean, I like
the
them.
Green Mile just pisses me off. It's a great movie, but just because of what's going on in it, it just rubs me the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what really grinds my gears? I go outside and I shake my fist at clouds when I see the Green Mile.
Yeah, those are really good movies as well. I haven't seen The Life of Chuck. I've heard that's good too, and a good non-scary movie, Stephen King movie. There's other ones.
Did you ever see the TV adaptation of the Tommy Knockers?
Mm-mm.
What about the new remake of The Stand?
No, I have not. I've not seen the remake of The Stand. I've only seen the 90s one.
I think it was on. The 90s one was still pretty good. Mm-hmm. I think it was on Paramount Plus. I started watching it before we ditched it, and it was great.
It's a lot of miniseries. Like the original It miniseries is probably one of my favorite of all time. It was like for 2 weeks. I mean, watched the first one, and I could not wait till the next week when they showed the second half of it. And while it wasn't as good, it's still great. And Tim Curry is fucking amazing in it. And I think Stephen King doesn't get enough credit for how much influence he's had on people our age. Those were just the books that we read way too young. I remember reading The Shining at when I was like 10 or 11. And,
was that the Gunslinger?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about a movie that didn't even come close to the fucking book?
Yeah.
Was that. I think the issue is that Stephen King's work is so prodigious and there's so much of it that he's just kind of become synonymous. Like if you go to the bookstore, Stephen King. Mm-hmm. It's tough to really look at it because it's a massive amount of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge.
But I will say, I know he's getting up in age and stuff like that. He's one of those people when he passes, it's going to affect a whole generation of people because how much of a broad influence he's had on everybody.
If you just want a fun read, get a hold of his Twitter, man. His Twitter's fucking gold.
He's pretty funny.
I love when he critiques politicians and they decide to come at him. I'm like, you're fucking with somebody who writes, who literally, unlike Kanye, is a wordsmith. Mm-hmm. Although I hear he doesn't like fish sticks. Yeah. Do you like the reference?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. It's so good.
But anyway,
quite the actor. He's a very good actor too.
Stephen King?
Honey? This machine called me an asshole.
Or just when he's the lonesome death of Jordy Verrill in the Creep Show. Meteor shit.
He doesn't have any misconceptions about what he looks like.
yeah, that's true. He's very, very, at least he's very good self-awareness. So.
Unlike the videos I send to you.
Oh my God. Yeah. All right, everybody. That's Cujo. We will be back next week with Angel. You will either hate this movie or you'll be like, God damn, that was actually a pretty good movie. I'm in the former camp. I actually think it's a pretty good movie. It's kind of a, apparently Ty West made so that Maxine was very influenced by Angel. So I'm going to try to watch Maxine this week. Part of the that trilogy with X, Pearl, and Maxine. So I'll have to check that out. But if you want to get a hold of us, rvspodcast222@gmail.com, buymeacoffee.com, look for the Retro Video Store. We are on the Facebook and on the Instagram. I'm going to try to put out a video this week because I have been kind of slacking. So check it out. Any final thoughts for the week, Neil?
I want everybody to think good thoughts because I'm headed somewhere that I don't want to be.
Yes, safe travels.
And all I'm going to have are the movies I have on my phone where I'm going to seek sweet refuge during this trip. It'd be good to see my mom, but holy shit, where she lives is awful.
All right.
That's all. That's all I have to say.
All right. Everybody have a good week.
I appreciate all 4 people's support and have a very good week.
Thank you for listening to the Retro Video Store Podcast.